Well, happy Saturday. Saturday morning. I know I said I would not do a garden videos more than every couple weeks, and it's only been about a week. But I'm looking outside this morning, and it is so lovely after the rain. And I wanted to show the plants in the ground. And how they're doing, and it's that time of year when things seem to grow pretty quickly and bloom too. All the azaleas are blooming now, which typically I'm somewhat ambivalent about azaleas, but I have to admit when they're in bloom they look pretty sweet. The Aquilegia have started blooming too. Clematis are growing nicely. These are still some starts that I need to get in that I kind of neglected when it got too hot, and some of them sort of died. Now these look pretty spectacular here. These Aquilegia. And the witch hazel is looking pretty nice now. There's the rose. It's not really making too much movement yet, but that's okay. Budding peonies. I put a bunch of vining beans along there, and along here, and along here. And it took them a while, even though they were sprouted, but they are coming up sort of haphazardly. Not all of them are. So I'm gonna take down those old strings and put up a few strings and see how these do. I'm really not seeing much in the way of the ostrich fern. I don't know what's gonna happen with those. I may see if I can get some plants. Figs. These guys are doing okay. I can't remember. These were not the red runner. These were another kind, but they looked pretty nice too, and I think the blossoms are purple. Oh, just check these guys out. Lunaria are looking fantastic. St. John's wort. Maybe I'll actually be able to make some oil this year. This little guy is taken a while, but that's okay. He's kind of never did really well where he was, so I'm sure he has to develop a root system. This guy's doing pretty well. The muscadine. As is this lovely rose. I can't wait for it to bloom, to start blooming. I'll just give you a look at the backyard here. This Rosa canina is putting out growth. I don't believe it'll bloom this year. I think it has to be on like 2-year stems or something to bloom. But check it out. Oh, it's so pretty, especially after the rain. Trees are probably about a third fully leafed out. I mean, as far as the growth of the leaves. The leaves have definitely come on, but they're not their full size yet. Here's one of the lilacs I planted. It's doing pretty well. And here is a hops that I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. Maybe I'll dig it up and put it in a pot. Lily of the Valley. The Japanese maple is turning green. That's what it does. It's red first, then it's green, then it goes through its colors. Oh, I really should have trimmed back the sky before it started leafing out. The Camellia sinensis. More Aquilegia, and of course Lunaria everywhere. And here's my chase tree, finally leafing out. Let's see. Here we go. Here we go. Some buds on the elder already. I covered up the strawberries again because it looked like silly little squirrels were digging in there. Little cherries on the bush cherry. Kind of sweet. Here's my hollyhock. Planted some of the hollyhock in there. The pomegranate's looking good. All of these guys are looking pretty good now. Rutabagas came up, but then I planted some squash in here too. Here's some of our tomatoes. These are Brimmer, red, black strawberry and black cherry. Those are all vining. Radishes are looking good. Here are all my extras I have to do something with. I need to get some stuff in my grow bags. Waiting for the cucumbers to come up here. Dill, there. And I planted some of the smaller calendula. I have some calendula in here and some cosmos. Here's one of my little apricots. The garden peas. Yeah, everything is actually finally growing because it got so much heat. And I've started picking the kale and eating it. And we've got the beets and carrots in here. And this one I planted, these two are ancho, I think. Poblano. And, well, don't they turn into ancho when they get red? And these are pimento. Let's see, this one might be another poblano, as well as this one. And I have lots more pimento. I got to figure out where I'm putting them in. I put in the two determinate tomatoes in this bed with some of these greens because these greens won't last all summer. Then I'll figure out what else to put in here. But yeah, these are both Purple Rain, which I have more of. Here's some more of the hollyhocks. And here are my eggplant. These three are the Nagano, and these three are the Kamo. So we'll see how those do. We'll see if we get flea beetles. The parsley I started from seed is finally putting on growth. Some back here. And the epazote is looking very nicely here. Very nicely. What am I saying? And there's a variety of things in here. Poppies, and I put some sunflower seeds in, but they're not up yet. Some more dill. Horseradish is looking pretty good. I planted more squash in here. And then we have, I think these two little guys in here are red cherry peppers. And then there's some more greens in here. I put in some nasturtium seeds in here with these guys, because these guys will probably fade towards the summer, or maybe not, I don't know. And here's some transplanted volunteer sunflowers that were in that bed. More hollyhocks that I put in here, more calendula are in here, borage, big variety of things in here, pollinator plants, some perennials. And there is the milkweed, which is going to be interesting because it keeps coming up in places where I don't want it, but lots of volunteer chamomile in here. There's a lot of volunteer things in here. My Polish chamomile is doing pretty well too. Some of these poppies are finally coming up. Yeah, everything else is looking pretty good this morning. It's so nice after the rain. There's my Angelica. Look at this cute little blueberry here. That's the red bee balm, which is very cool. I believe this is an Alecampane that came up on its own. Lots of little mushies in here. Lots of little mushies all through here. Lots of echinacea in there. Let's see, anything special to show through here before I wrap it up? Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot that you have not seen already. This lilac is doing pretty well in here too. It's just all looking very, very lovely. Oh, here's something to show you. Yay! Oh, look at all these mushrooms. I love them. First bearded iris to bloom. Look at this. Oh, isn't it pretty, pretty? Let me smell it. Oh yeah, it smells like candy. Reminds me of my childhood. And that's it. That's the garden this morning. I hope you all have a very lovely springtimey Saturday.